We're here with Gorizia, the Director of Sales of Pagani Residences in North Bay Village. Gorizia, can you tell us more about Pagani Automobili and the brand identity that creates this project?
Yes, so Pagani Automobili is the brand that now has 25 years of existence. It is a really interesting story because Horacio Pagani, the owner of the brand, originally Argentinian, ends up moving to modern Italy, starts to work under Lamborghini factory as a designer, and eventually, being somebody that's such a futuristic kind of visionary, he always had a dream to create the best car in the world. So he ends up opening up his own shop in Modena, which was called Modena Designs. And now fast forward 25 years, we have the #1 brand in the world, which is Pagani Automobili. So essentially, what is Pagani Automobili? We're talking about the cars which are, this is the #1 car in the world. It's the dream of every car collector, of everybody that really wants that trophy car, something that is the best of the best. So the cars start in a $3 million price points, and they go up to $18 million per car. So the customization level of these cars is incredible. These cars are not, it's not an Aston Martin, it's not a Bentley, it's not Lamborghini or Ferrari. If you look at just the price points of those cars, Aston Martin, Bentley, 200, 300,000. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, maybe 400, 500, 600,000, 800,000. But the starting price of a Pagani car is at $3 million and up. So just even right there, it kind of really, puts everything in a different perspective. These cars are produced only 40, 45 of them every year. So they're fully custom made. The people who work in the cars, they're working with white gloves. Everything is kind of molded, stitched. It's like a tailor shop, for the custom suits. So it's that same type of an approach. So with that level of customization, how do we now take that and how do we infuse it into this luxury residential experience? We're going to essentially use all of the design and engineering of Horacio Pagani and his team in Italy and infuse it into the design, the exterior and the interior of the building. If you look at the exterior of the building itself, you will see the curves of the balconies. You will also notice that podium there above the garage. So the mesh with ellipses, that is the actual logo of the Pagani cars. So it's an instantly recognizable building. You can be here by the water, passing on a boat, and you will immediately recognize this is a Pagani building. So we really truly feel honored and privileged that this collaboration is happening here, because Horacio Pagani could have done this anywhere in the world. It could have been in Europe, it could have been in Dubai, but the fact that it's happening in Miami and right here in this waterfront location, it's really beautiful. Yes, it's a very good time to come here, because as you know, when we go back 10, 15 years and look at Miami and we look at Brickell, when we were building Brickell and then we were building downtown and Design District and Edgewater, you really want to come early and then enjoy all of the appreciation, because that is the smartest investment. So we're essentially here early. As you can see, we're the crown jewel of the entire neighborhood. We're like the best building, the most luxurious building. And when we look around on everything that's happening, the initiative from the city under MBV 100 Master Development Plan is something so unique, because you're going to have walkability here. So right here in front of the building where we are, you have a beautiful water frontage with the marina. You can actually walk, jog, bike it. In about 4 or 5 minutes, you get to the shops and the mall and the restaurants there. You're going to have essentially everything being created on this island by itself. Welcome to the kitchen, the heart of the home, as we say. I like to always kind of spend a few minutes here because if we look at the brand, understanding that it's all about the beauty and elegance and excellence in the design, but it's also all about the technology and functionality. So what we have is we're essentially infusing those values into these kitchens and the whole experience. We have a full customization, just like that you have it in the cars, the same way we're actually having them here for the kitchen. So the clients can have, for example, this particular stone that you see here is the J'adore Emerald Stone. If the clients want something different, we also have the travertine right here. We have the two Italian marbles, Statuario Bianco and Statuario Nero, the black and the white marble. Also, you can choose different selections and kind of like put them against different types of colors and choices of the cabinetry. These are top of the brands in Italy. What happens when you work with Pagani as the brand? It means that everything has to be at a certain level of quality. We can't just put any flooring, any stone in the kitchen, any type of finishes. We actually have to have Pagani look into everything and approve, which is ultimately very good for the client. So in this case, we have Schifini Cucina, which is an Italian brand that has over 100 years of history on the market. These are fully custom kitchens. Everything you see here, everything is pushed to open. These cabinets here that you see behind, when you open them, they have custom illumination here. So when you close them, it kind of goes back to that dim color, like very much Pagani. Everything that you see here is on a push to open. There is no handle, so like the fridge will be right here. That opens up this way. You have beautiful stainless steel interior with the LED spotlights. You have the sapphire glass shelves, and you also have the cast aluminum bins here. The package for the appliances is by Gagano. As you know, it is the top brand for all the ultra luxury buildings here. This is the top chef's package, so it means that it was approved by the Michelin Guide chefs. This piece is very, very interesting. This is a signature piece by Gagano. That's a full service induction cooktop. So that means that instead of having the individual burners here, right, you can actually put your pot anywhere, and as you move it, the temperature also travels with you. This is a pop-up downdraft, so rather than having the big, hood coming from the ceiling and it blocks the view and it's supposed to extract, this one actually is like the pop-up like this with a lot of illumination when you use it. When you don't use it, you simply just push the button and it comes down. Now, even here, the microwave is, as you can see, there's no handles. Everything is on a push to open here, the button. So that's the drawer, essentially here. And then my favorite section, which will be right here, all of the built-ins. So we have the professional espresso machine, and that's the one that's not for the pods like Nespresso. It actually has the ceramic grinder inside, so you can have a whole bean coffee or ground coffee. You have 3 different compartments for different types of milks. This appliances, they all come with an application on your phone. It can be programmed up to 44 languages. You can actually, save your favorite type of coffee. If you drink the coffee the same way every morning, you can essentially be in your bed, press, and your coffee can wait for you here, which is pretty cool. The oven is essentially at the level of a commercial grade. This is also a cast aluminum door. You have 5 protective panels of glass. So this is, if you're touching it while it's in function, you cannot get burned because all of the heat is contained inside. And then we have this piece here, which is not the wine cooler and not the wine cellar. It's a wine climate control cabinet. So you have 3 different zones here for different types of wines. You can put, for example, your red wine here in one temperature setting, your white wine here in a different temperature setting, and then here you can have, let's say, bubbles in a champagne. So it's kind of a very functional kitchen at the same time, and it's elegant and beautiful. Let me take you to the master bathroom. Welcome to the master bath. As you can notice immediately, everything is done in stone. There is not one piece of drywall in this bathroom. Everything is travertine. This is a beautiful combination of the polished travertine with what we have here, the fluted travertine that goes floor to ceiling. You have these beautiful custom Schifini vanities, so everything is done in stone. From the sinks, even if you open the drawer here, see how it's like heavy because it's actually stone. We have, for the faucets, Jessie, which is the #1 brand in Italy for the faucets. And then when you come here to the shower as an experience, you have the rain shower. And then everything slopes this way, so you're never in a puddle of water. Everything is with this central drainage. And you also have your bathtub here, which is the brand North. Now, one thing to notice is, if you remember, we're facing either west or east, so water is everywhere. It's either facing west or it's facing the east. In this case, something to notice that these structural columns, we had to put them here for the showroom. However, for the viewers and the buyers, this is all going to be floor-to-ceiling glass. In your actual apartment, you're laying down in your bathtub and you're just overlooking the water. And lastly, we have the fully custom doors. That's a Spacious brand. Those are frameless, fully custom, full solid wood with Olivari hardware as well. And also we have something really cool, which is the magnetic latch system. So Horacio Pagani himself, being so detailed, he doesn't like when the regular latch is like the metal. He actually prefers it to be metal, so that's to be magnetic, I'm sorry. So that's kind of a unique feature as well.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the deposit schedule and how investors can get in early to this amazing investment opportunity?
Yes, so we're at the initial stage, which is the best timing of any pre-construction project. So we just opened up this beautiful space about 3 months ago. We are signing contracts. So essentially, the client can sign the contract, secure the unit. There's no more waiting time in the reservation, which is beautiful. With a 20% deposit this year, the other 20% will be next year, 2026, and then we have 2027 with the final 10% deposit. The 50% can be financed or it can be paid in cash at closing, which is estimated first quarter 2028. So it's a very flexible payment plan. It's a very quick timeline. It's a boutique building, so it's not going to take 5, 6, 7 years to develop, which is really good for the client.
Amazing. And the prices are the best known, really?
Right now, yes. We're kind of like matching that starting price in the 3 millions, right? The 3.5 million, more or less, starting prices of the cars. Then we also have those starting prices for the residences. And keep in mind, we don't have studios. We don't have one bedrooms. This is a end user kind of a residential product that has beautiful big floor plans. So the smallest unit will be 2,038 square feet. Plus the balconies, and when you look at the price per square foot, we're talking about 1,600-1,700 per foot, which is incredible. Really, really incredible.
Contact me today for more information about this amazing opportunity.